Can I get through what would turn out to be a bit of a challenging training flight and actually get something out of it? Find out today in episode 76 of the Student Pilot Cast, Last Call.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 4121 Tango, so Chandler Air Service. We have Zulu, and we'd like a south departure, please.
What does it say to be an angel?
Welcome back, SPC listeners. Thanks for listening to today's episode. We'll be covering my next instrument training flight in this one, which turns out to be a little bit of a difficult one. Nothing bad happened, don't worry, but I just didn't have a great day. But we'll get into that in a little bit. First, I want to thank those of you who've reached out and given me feedback and let me know what you're doing in aviation and how things are going. As always, I love hearing from you, so please keep the feedback and the stories coming. What I haven't gotten yet, though, is anyone with a beyond the check ride story about how they learned something important that they just didn't learn in training. Please tell us your stories, and hopefully we can feature those on future Beyond the Check Ride segments. You can reach me, as usual, at bill@studentpilotcast.com. Speaking of Beyond the Check Ride, today's flight is a little bit long, so we'll forego the Beyond the Check Ride segment for today's episode, and we'll be sure to include one in the next one. Hope this doesn't make anyone too sad, but if it does, reach out and let me know. Okay, so let's get on with the flight. For this lesson, I was with Eddie again, but this would be one of my last flights with him for a while, I think, as my main training would get transitioned over to another instructor. But we'll introduce him next time. Today, Eddie and I would be doing some air work under the hood. So my training would soon start evolving into the normal things that people think of with instrument training, like holds and approaches and departure procedures and all of that stuff. But for this flight, we'd be focusing on control of the airplane using only reference to the instruments. So it's like training for the training, kind of. Getting comfortable with the airplane in various configurations without the ability to see outside. So all that other stuff will come later, but for now, this is what we'll be focusing on for this flight. Also, the airport was particularly busy that day. Part of it was that one of the runways and several of the taxiways were closed, and ATC personnel were understaffed, which was happening quite a bit back then. But there didn't seem to be any less traffic than usual, so alas, a really busy airport. In fact, you'll hear a couple of times that pattern work was not available, and even so, it seemed busier than normal, even though people couldn't, do a bunch of pattern work there, so go figure. In any case, we didn't need pattern work, as landings don't happen in instrument training, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'm kidding. But it seems like that sometimes. Landing is almost like an afterthought. And once you take the foggles off during the landing, it seems like everything else is just putting the airplane away. The training's over, right? Well, anyway, as per usual, we'll start by getting the ATIS. This will be the first indication of a busier than normal airport.
Falcon Tower information, Lima 1954 Zulu, wind 3008, temperature 9er, dew point -6, altimeter 3005. Visual approaching use, landing runway 22 left only. NOTAMs,
22 left, interesting.
Further information, contact flight service frequencies. Runway 22
3005.
Right, taxiway Charlie, closed. Taxiway Echo, between Echo 4 and Echo 6.
Charlie's closed.
Unable
All right.
runway. All arrivals, contact Tower 124.6. Advise, on initial contact, you have Lima.
All right, you got your altimeter setting?
I did. I already put it in, and I already checked field.
I got altimeter 3005.
That's what I have.
Temperature 9er.
Oh, I forgot this one.
Altimeter 3005.
I did that one.
Visual
The one that doesn't work as well.
Runway 22 left only. NOTAMs. 5G NOTAMs in effect for Falcon Field. For further information, contact flight service frequencies. Runway 22 right, closed. Taxiway Charlie, closed. Taxiway Echo.
I just head out here. Is that spot 5?
And Echo
That is,
closed.
spot 5 is up there, so you can
Unable
just taxi straight ahead, and then just turn left up there.
And
since we're going to 22 left, let's go to Delta 7 intersection.
Ground sector, via Delta, good day.
Via Delta, good day, 595.
All right, so we'll make our ground call now. I wanted to mention or at least explain the blue tail thing you're about to hear. And you might have heard this before on my other episodes, but here again, you'll hear a controller mention to follow the blue tail traffic. That's just an easy way to identify planes from the biggest flight school on our field, which is CAU. They use the call sign Oxford, which you've definitely heard before in my other episodes. And if you ever fly around the Mesa, Arizona area, you'll definitely hear Oxford airplanes. Their planes have, you guessed it, blue tails, thus the moniker. I just wanted to explain a little bit about what you're hearing.
Falcon Ground, Red Rock 71 is at Delta 7 with Lima. We're going to be headed to the north.
Red Rock 71, Falcon Ground, pass behind the Blue Tail Archer that's heading to your left on Delta. Runway 22 left, taxi via Delta.
Taxi to 22 left via Delta, and we will follow the traffic that's almost in front of us, Red Rock 71.
Smooth with it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Cool. Perfect. Very nice radio call.
Falcon Ground, Red Rock 83 is at Delta 7 with Lima, requesting taxi for southbound departure.
Red Rock 83, Falcon Ground, runway 22 left, taxi via Delta.
22 left via Delta, Red Rock 83.
What's flashing here?
It's just the oil temperature because you're at a really low
Oh.
power setting.
Hasn't warmed up yet. Tell me how to enter this run-up area again. Just go to about where I'm going to be.
You're going to
and
hold short because of all these guys right here, so you're just going to be on standby for now.
Oh.
So you're just going to go next to that CAE guy for now. Come to the right.
Where at?
You can just hold it right here, right here. Unless you think you can squeeze in there, but I don't know if we can, so let's just stay here. Wait for someone.
Oh, I'm going to pull in.
There we go.
That guy's pulling out.
Try to just go in front of this guy. And then
Go in front of him?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then just make a really tight U-turn. Come to your left just a little bit.
Yep.
There you go. You're clear. Perfect.
All right, so we were ready for the run-up at this point. Eddie went over some instrument checks with me, and I was already forgetting some stuff when moving on to the next thing, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the flight. I had taken over a week off from flying due to other things going on and scheduling, and it turns out Eddie had been on vacation too, so neither of us had flown in the last week. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Flying, especially for someone with low overall time like me, is a perishable skill, and you'll notice it when you haven't been flying much recently. Everything just takes a little more thought and effort. So here we go with the run-up.
Run-up, brakes, parking brake is set, mixture full rich, flight controls. Free and correct. Throttle 2000. Carb heat. Oh, carb heat's working. Little drop.
Rob.
Huh?
Not much.
Yeah. Amps. Let's see, I think I need to go to the next screen, right? Positive.
Positive.
Oil, fuel gauges. Everything's in the green.
You can hit it one more time for your oil gauges.
Oh. Oil temperature still a little low.
It'll warm up.
Yeah, low is good. All right, so back to idle. Die. Okay. Flight instruments, we're good on the altitude.
Do you remember your instrument cockpit check at all?
6, request AJ departure information Lima.
Instrument cockpit check.
Yep. We talked about that on the last one.
Going through all the instrument checks, right?
Yep, so
Okay,
the
that's
instrument
what
cockpit check, yep.
Okay, so we're reading
There.
0, which we would expect. We've got 0 climb. This matches. Transponder is 1200. Oh, GPS set. Do you want anything there besides getting rid of the message?
You can throw in direct to VPFTN. Enter, enter. Perfect. And you are missing one other thing on the instrument cockpit check.
Oh, yeah.
Two other things.
So we're not showing a turn here. Ball is centered. And we've got, let's see, 325. And we're showing 325, so that matches. And this is leveled at the horizon.
All right. So there's two other things. So you want to make sure you have a clock handy. So make sure you have a
Do
clock.
right here.
Perfect. And then once you start moving, you want to check your inclinometer. So you're going to see the purple.
Okay. All right. So I've got a clock right here.
Perfect.
Falcon Ground, Skyhawk 20884.
Yep.
Near
You're ready to go.
Delta
You're good to
4
go. You
with
just release that
information
parking
Lima,
brake.
requesting a southeast departure.
Our oil temperature is starting to get up there.
Via Delta.
22 left, taxi via Delta 884.
And I am seeing the inclinometer.
Yep. Inclinometer is reading true.
Yep.
You have your foggles on you.
I do.
Perfect.
They're right here. All right.
This is 884.
I'm going to switch over to tower.
Yep.
And then what is the practice area?
It's going to be 122.75.
2 left for takeoff.
We have takeoff 22 left, also 6881.
Very nice. Staying ahead of the airplane. I was just going to tell you to do that.
So now that we're done with the run-up, we were ready to hurry up and wait in line. We talk a little bit about being glad to be back in the cockpit after a little break, but then we start joking about most of the practice we'd get on such a busy day. Things like, idle and braking. Here you go.
That was good. I haven't flown in almost a week. This is nice.
Yeah.
Excited. I missed it.
Me too. And I don't fly nearly as much as you.
True. You will one day.
Oscar 5643, you're following a Cessna heading to your left. Altitude's 2,700. They're slightly slower.
Going to get lots of
Roger that. We have that
idle
traffic
practice
site. We'll try
today.
and follow
You're going to be
behind
doing
that
a
traffic
lot of
643.
brake checks. Well, I don't know why that runway is I'm going to look at the NOTAMs right now.
idea.
So we were finally number one and ready to go. And we got our clearance. As you'll hear, I forgot to say the runway in my readback. And then when contacted again to say it, I got a little bit flustered, and then it distracts me from the other things going on. So you'll likely notice throughout this flight, things would start to pile up on me a little bit, simple things, and I'd get behind the airplane again. Anyone who's done any training knows about that phrase, getting behind the airplane. But for those who've not flown yet, it should be somewhat simple to grasp. When you get task saturated, things start building up on you, things that need to get done, things you need to do, and pretty soon you're barely keeping up or not keeping up. You're behind the airplane. Ideally, you're keeping yourself ahead of the airplane or anticipating what needs to be next and either taking care of it or getting prepared to take care of it. This is always important, but never more important than when you're instrument flying. The task load gets much higher than just flying visually. There's always parts of every flight, basically, where there's a lot to do, but it just gets intensified when you're instrument flying. There's simply more to do, more to consider, more tasks in general, but no more time to do them. So a lot of instrument flying is practicing to the point where you can stay ahead of the airplane, even with more tasks to do, such as you have when you're flying IFR. So today, I wasn't even on an instrument flight plan, and I wasn't doing all the things that you would have to do when you're flying by instruments. It was actually pretty normal stuff I had to do, and I was already getting behind. Again, not a great sign for the rest of the flight, but certainly good for my learning. It's important in controlled situations like this, like with an instructor, to get yourself task saturated so you learn how to adapt, how you'll react, get better at prioritizing, all of those things. One of the best reasons to be in this situation is to feel what it's like. Again, better in a controlled and safe environment like this. So you realize your limitations and start to understand the amount of practice and recency it takes not just to be current, but to be proficient. Well, that was a big part of the lesson I got this day. So that's just a long-winded way of saying, let's get on with the flight with my takeoff clearance and the subsequent takeoff.
Rock 71, runway 22 left, line up and wait, traffic downwind.
We'll line up and wait. Red Rock 71. All right.
71, runway 22 left, line up and wait.
Fuel pump is on.
Traffic inside, 2438 Juliet.
Landing light. Flaps are set.
Rock 71, I need the runway with that. Runway 22 left, line up and wait, traffic downwind.
Runway 22 left, line up and wait.
Red Rock 71.
398, expedite your climb through 2,700 for traffic.
We'll expedite the climb, Oxford 6398.
Here before takeoff check, so.
Falcon Tower,
Fuel pump,
7834, holding short of runway 22 left, lady.
I don't know which one is the landing light.
7834, Falcon Tower, roger. March 4461, turn base, runway 22 left, continue traffic in position.
Turning base for runway 22 left, Oxford 4461.
Falcon Tower, helicopter 62, Hotel Papa. Fountain Hills, request Gecko to arrival landing Thunderbird with Lima.
Helicopter from the north, landing Thunderbird, cross midfield 1,900, Falcon altimeter 3005, transition approved.
Transition approved, and it's helicopter 62, Hotel Papa.
Red Rock 71, right turn approved, runway 22 left, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff for 22 left, Red Rock 71, right turn approved.
Rock 7834, delay approved, runway 22 left, clear takeoff.
Okay, airspeed is live.
Oxford
Green.
Rock 9846, traffic ahead is Chandler.
And rotating.
Rock 9846, traffic ahead is Chandler.
Looking for traffic, Oxford 9846.
Oxford 4461, runway 22 left, go to land.
22 left, clear to land, Oxford 4461.
Says a 38 Juliet, number 2, follow the Archer, runway 22 left, go to land.
Number 2, following Archer, clear to land, runway 22 left, 2438 Juliet.
Oxford 5643, follow the Cessna, head downwind, runway 22 left, go to land.
Runway 22 left, clear to land, following Cessna, Oxford 5643.
Red Rock 46, resume on navigation, make left traffic, runway 22 left. Number 4, follow Archer, beam the numbers, runway 22 left, go to land.
Runway 22 left, clear to land, Red Rock 46.
All right.
Cherokee 657, John Juliet, yup.
We are turning in front of the other runway.
What's up? Well, the other runway is closed.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. All right, we're at
Cherokee
500 feet.
All right, who's number 1?
Red Rock 83, number 1.
Who's number 2?
Experimental 52, Hotel Mike.
Who's number 3?
Oxford 4560.
Who's number 4?
Skyhawk 20884.
Who's number 5?
Okay, it was time to get under the hood, or put my foggles on in this case. No more looking out of the plane until we were coming in to land. The rest of this flight, I'd be blind to the outside.
Red Rock 46, do you have company?
You want me to go ahead and climb through pattern altitude, right?
Yeah, so I'll take the airplane and you can throw on your hood. You have the controls?
I have the controls.
All right, turn left heading 360. Please climb to maintain 3,700.
Taxi straight
3,700. And turn left to heading what?
To heading 005.
005.
So along with some of the other flubs I was encountering in my skills, I was having a hard time managing my altitude. It was a pretty bumpy day. It was turbulent, and there were updrafts and downdrafts which were contributing to this, but I should have been able to manage my climbs and descents and my altitude better than I was. This added to my frustration with myself as well as my task saturation, as I had to constantly allocate attention and brain power to recovering from my altitude mistakes that should have been going to other tasks and preparing for what was coming up in the flight. It's one of the ways you get behind. Also, in this segment, patience was running thin, probably with a lot of people, but you'll hear on the radio one of the controllers clearly nearing the end of his rope. He stayed professional as usual, but was pretty clearly done with some of us. Luckily, it wasn't me this time that was doing the frustrating, but maybe I had contributed. Who knows? Here you go.
And yep. Feel the airplane start to climb, so just watch your
There's a 38 Juliet, Delta 6 is the one ahead into your right. Hold short runway 22 left at Delta 6.
Hold short runway 22 right at Delta 6, 2438 Juliet.
Holding short, 22 left. Stop. You're moving too fast. Hold your position. It's right there heading to your right. And you're holding short, 22 left. The runway is signed 22 left. Hold short, runway 22 left at Delta 6.
Holding short, runway 22 left at Delta 6, 2438 Juliet.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this point, I really needed to get dialed back into the flight, to my altitude, to where I was headed and what I'd be doing. I wasn't even doing anything complex yet, and I was struggling. So I'd do my best, and we'll see where this would go. We'd head out to the northeast practice area to do my maneuvers there.
What's the warning?
Here RPMs.
No.
Falcon Tower, Oxford 19, request channel arrival with information Lima.
Say again the call sign one more time.
Oxford 7119.
7119, roger. Make left traffic, runway 22 left.
Look, you can just honestly pull your power back to below that.
7119.
Just pull it out a little bit if you're
17.
struggling to battle the airplane.
Yeah.
Small corrections, you don't have to shock cool it, but...
Red Rock 83, runway 22 left, line up and wait. Traffic
cool.
south.
You're out of their airspace, and you can switch over to the common traffic.
Red Rock 83.
Okay.
71.
Cool. All right, take me direct to VPFDN, please.
All right.
Go, back on altitude, this is good. Now you can make your first radio call saying north practice area where you are, and we're going to be heading north at 4,500.
4,500?
Yep.
North practice area, Red Rock 71 is 1.5 miles south of Fountain Hills, and we'll be heading north into the practice area at 4,500.
That's for northeast.
Oh, northeast, not north.
Yep. All right, we'll just continue on this, heading a little bit longer at this altitude because of the Bravo shelf.
Okay.
And once we cross VPFDN, let's climb to 4,500, and then on a heading of 360.
Okay.
Yep. And let's do this at, yep, so you're in that a little RPM setting that doesn't like, so you can start to bring your power back up.
Oh, back up?
Yep, so we can just get back, because we're going to climb now, right? So
okay.
You can bring that throttle way up.
Okay.
And there's VPFDN, so we climb 4,500, heading 360.
Heading 360 and climb 4,500.
Yep, and then you're going to set up for slow flight.
Okay. It's like I haven't flown in a week.
Now you're fine. Jeez.
Nice and bumpy out here.
Yeah, you know it's bumpy because we have these cumulus clouds right above. Not that you can see.
Nope.
Don't cheat.
I would have to cheat to see.
Don't cheat. I tempted you. Don't do it. This is just saying like aircraft limitations for like spins and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I was just holding this while I was checking those.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Just to keep myself stable.
A little bumpy today.
So we'd start with slow flight. Again, the idea is to stay under the hood and do various private pilot level maneuvers to feel the airplane and control it without being able to look outside, using only reference to the instruments. Like I said before, the practice of instrument flying. We'll see how this goes.
All right, you can make another radio call saying you're at the Orchards and you're 4,003, climbing to 4,500. When you level off 4,500, you'll make a call saying you're at the Orchards northbound, slow flight for northeast.
Okay. Northeast practice area, Red Rock 71 is 4,500. We're headed north for slow flight over the Orchards, northeast.
Perfect. Alrighty, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do your pre-maneuver checklist when you get yourself nice and set up.
All right, clearing turns. Fuel pump is still on. I can't do clearing turn.
Yep. No, I have an eye out for traffic. It doesn't look like there is any.
Okay.
So I'm the safety pilot right now.
Landing light is still on. Mixture is rich. Curve heat and throttle as required. So I need to be back at 22. Oop, that's the 2200. Getting a little high.
This is really hard to do slow flight and like maneuvers in because of the power settings.
Yeah. So you want me to go below it then?
Yeah, we'll just go below it.
Okay.
Just slightly. There you go. Ready, sir.
Okay.
You're at 100.
Get to 90.
Watch your altitude. 4,500.
Oh,
If you want, you can just kind of set yourself up again, descend back down.
Okay. Leave the flaps? The
yeah,
first
you can
notch?
leave that nurse first notch. So you can just pull your power out and get you where you need to go.
Okay.
Power is your friend.
Northwest Aviator 14 over Anthem 5000. Could be doing some stalls. Northwest.
Alright, there you go.
Okay.
4,500, and there is just about 90.
Oops. One more.
Watch for that.
Balloon.
Yeah, compensate for that extra lift that's being produced.
Come on.
Anything, just pitch up a little bit. There you go.
And then, what's my speed?
You should be looking for between 65 to 70.
Okay.
So plus 10.
And we're doing...
And we're going to go no lower than 65 because the standards are plus 10 minus 0. So let's maintain 4,500 so you can add a bit of power. Let's do a slow flight climb with the 4,500. And do not go below 65 because that's what would mark you.
Okay.
So you can stay a few knots above that.
Okay.
Very nice. Alright, keep that power in just a little bit longer. You still got a little ways to go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, when you get to 4,500, let's do a left-hand turn to west. And it's 2 o'clock, so when you make that left turn to west, let's switch our fuel tanks.
Okay.
No more than 10 degrees of bank to your left.
Okay, here we go. Going all the way to 090? I mean 270?
270, I was about to say, that doesn't sound right. Yep, 270.
Traffic not available.
Don't worry, that's just the RPM thing. Let's descend down to 4,500. When we get to 4,500, we'll do another turn to the north.
Okay.
And while you're doing so, when you're not task saturated, you can switch the fuel tanks, please.
All right, fuel pump is on.
You can leave the fuel pump on.
Yep, left tank. It was already on, I was just verifying. Oh, jeez. Okay, we still have pressure.
Oh, getting work today a little bit. There's a lot going on.
Come on.
So if you are like still high, just point nose down a little bit and pull that power.
Okay.
There you go. You're pretty much on it. Perfect. There's 4,500, and let's do a turn back to north.
Okay, turn to north.
Right, 360. No more than 10 degrees. Remember, when you're turning, you have a little bit of that loss of vertical component of lift, so maybe just a hair of power if need be, or a little bit of back pressure.
Yeah, I can't get any more back pressure on that 65. There we go.
Northwest Baxter Aviator 14 over the bending curve free at 5,000 feet. Going to be doing some stalls northwest.
Alrighty, you can recover from slow flight.
Okay.
And we'll just stay at 4,500. Good job on correcting. And all examiners really like and appreciate verbalism. So if you say, oh, I'm off on altitude, I'm off on heading, correcting. Instead of just being silent. You know, just kind of explain to me what you're thinking, what you're doing.
All right. On my heading.
Alrighty, sir.
On my altitude.
Let's turn to a heading of west, 4,500, and then you can set me up for power off stall, please.
West?
Yep, let's go back to west. And you can make a radio call. And you're at You are 4 miles to the east of street pattern.
Northeast practice area, Red Rock 71 is 3 miles east of street pattern, 4,500 northeast.
I would say normally just like heading west stalls or something like that, but that's fine.
Okay.
All right, once you hit a 270, you can start to set me up for power off stall.
Well, that didn't go great, but it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. This seemed to be turning into a shakedown flight for my skills, getting back into the swing of things. Next step would be a power off stall.
Okay, start to set up. I'm going to go to 2,200 RPM, or as close as I can to it.
Yeah, as close as you can. That's fine right there.
Okay.
And you're almost at 1 hundo.
Oh, correcting my altitude.
Very nice. You can bring that first notch of flaps in.
Alright, we're almost to 90. Slow it down. Correcting my altitude again. Power off, stall.
Power off, yep. So you're descending to that 500 feet per minute descent, then you can pull your power to idle. And slowly start to pitch up. Maintain coordination. Pulling back. You're going to go to a full stall. And there's a stall, full power. And immediately take out a first notch of flaps. Go.
And I'm going to get back on my west heading.
We lost a... Actually, it wasn't terrible. Just on the next time we do stalls, just make sure you really add that power in right away.
Got it.
There was like a 2-second delay.
That's true. Want me to get back to 4,500?
Yeah, we'll go back up to 4,500, and you can take out that last notch of flaps once you have a positive rate, right?
Yeah.
All right, go to 4,500, and then we'll do a 180-degree climbing turn to the to east. We can come to the left, and we'll do a 180-degree turn.
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, we'll do a climbing left turn to east.
Left, okay.
Yep. On the way to 4,500, so you can start your turn.
Oh, on the way. Got it. Okay, so starting the turn.
Yeah, climbing.
Got it.
There you go.
Here's the power on stall with Eddie helping walk me through it.
We want to get down to 2,000 RPM. In this case, it's a little hard, but...
You got it?
Yep, 2,000 RPM, we're going to slow down to 70.
Oh, 70, got it.
Yep.
Oh,
2,000 RPM,
got to get back
70.
on my heading. Okay, there's 70.
All right, so you can bring it up 2,000 RPM, so you can add in a little bit of power, just a hair. And then you're going to start to pitch up, and maintain coordination. And then when you feel the buffet, not the light, there's a stall light. When you feel the buffet, then you can lower your nose.
Okay.
Keep it coming, keep pulling back. And there's the buffet. Feel it? There you go. Push,
so just
push down. Yep.
A little bit of forward pressure. Keep it coordinated. Okay.
Perfect. There's 80. There's perfect.
And then climb back to the altitude, right?
Yep.
Okay, time to move on to the steep turns. How do you think this is going to go for me? Yeah, probably not great considering the rest of the flight.
All right, cool. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do steep turns. So you can set up for steep turns. So we'll just continue on this heading to the east.
Okay.
And then you're going to bring the RPM to 2,200, as close as you can get it. And then we're going to bank to 45 degrees.
Right there.
We'll do a steep turn to the left. We're going to do this at 100.
Okay, there we go.
If you're doing one steep turn, you can keep it in this for now.
Okay.
Just no more than like 2 minutes.
This is feeling weird.
Should be giving you up trim.
Feel it.
Yeah, it's like stuck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to write that up.
I don't even know if it's moving it. Oh, it just loosened up.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Cool. All right, you've been in this power setting for a while, so just increase your power for a while.
Increase it? Okay.
Yeah, just get it out of that red zone. Just push it in for a minute.
Being back on my heading.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's come right, 180 degrees. Let's go back to east.
Okay.
Or excuse me, back to west. In fact, you know what? Since we're almost done with the lesson, we'll just do it on a south heading, kind of towards back towards Fountain Hills. So we'll turn to the south.
Okay.
So 180, and then you can do your steep turns. And we'll go to 4,500.
Power setting.
Practice area, Skyhawk 881 Lima Alpha is heading eastbound over Dynamite Road. 4,500.
You may make a radio call saying we're over Rio Verde at 4,900. We're going to be doing steep turns over the orchards, same altitude.
Okay. Northeast practice area, Red Rock 71 is over Rio Verde 4,900. We're going to be doing steep turns over the orchards, same altitude, northeast.
I don't know why this guy's climbing.
Northeast passenger Sky 81 Lima Alpha 4,500. That's north of Rio Verde. Going to be heading westbound over Dynamite Road 45 northeast.
Alrighty, sir. You should be no factor anymore.
Okay. You want me to just do this altitude?
Yeah, we'll just stay at 4,900 and we'll do a turn to the left. Our first turn is going to be a turn to the left.
All right. Turn to the left and we'll go all the way around to 180.
We're going to do a 360 degree turn.
Right.
Yep.
Back to 180.
Back to 180.
Yeah, I should have said that. Okay.
Alright, watch your descent right. Small movements.
That was pretty bad.
Alright, get yourself set up and go back to 4,900 and just make a small, really slow, gradual turn into the steep turn. Okay. You don't need to be aggressive with it. Get yourself set up first.
I will.
You can do it at 5,000, that's fine.
Okay.
Alright. 5,000. You can start your turn to the right, very shallow, just nice and steady. Get yourself to 45 degrees of bank.
There we go.
There you go. 22. A little bit more bank, and keep that back pressure, right? Compensate.
No.
There you go. A little bit more bank. There you go.
Northwest estimated 42 at 45.
You added in a little too much power on that turn. You're almost at 2450 RPM. You should be at like 2200. So that's why you kept climbing and kept having to battle it.
Okay.
Alright, we can do one more to the left. We'll do one more to the left and then one to the right. So let's get down to 5,000. On a heading of 180. You can make another radio call.
Where are we?
We are at the orchards.
Okay. Northeast practice area, Red Rock 71 is at 5,000 feet over the orchards doing steep turns northeast. Come on. Okay, you want to go right or left?
Northeast practice area, Skyhawk 881 Lima Alpha is at 4,000 over Dynamite Road heading west.
Nice and small, gradual turn to 45 degrees. There you go, really slow. And when you see that airspeed, that means you're losing altitude, so just give it a little bit of back pressure.
Marina maneuvering in the area, northwest. Northwest practice area, aviator 14, you're going to be just south of the shooting range at 2,600, doing some ground RF.
Yeah, look how much better this one is.
No.
See how little movements you're making?
Yep.
There you go. Much better. Alright, perfect. Alright, you can start to roll out on 180, and then when you do that, you can come do the same thing to the right.
Okay.
All traffic is clear, so that's a good thing, and watch your altitude. Start to descend, pick up a lot of airspeed. Give yourself some back pressure. There you go.
Oh, the dispatch area, Oxford 6511, just north of the fountain, 3,200, headed back to Falcon, last call. See ya, northeast.
Losing my thing.
All right, man. No, you're good.
So obviously that wasn't my best work on steep turns. I had to do them twice just to get like okay status. Not only was it time to head back, but it was time to head back, if you know what I mean. I had done all the learning I could probably do for the day, and it was time to get back on the ground and contemplate my choices in life. Nah, all right, not really that bad, but it does feel like that sometimes. I'm sure those of you who have gone through training or done other difficult things, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It just feels like sometimes it's not going to work. In any case, we would start to head back now. One quick comment before we move on. So hold on, let me get my soapbox all set up here. All right. You'll hear at the end of this segment when Eddie helped me make my last call on the practice area frequency before talking to Falcon Tower again. You'll also notice my hesitancy to use the non-standard phraseology of last call. Well, when I say non-standard, it's standard around here. I mean, seriously, everybody seems to say it. You've probably heard it a ton in my episodes. You've heard a lot of instructors using that phraseology. But I also happen to know that it's not standard from a regulation perspective. You're not going to find that terminology in the AIM, for example, unless I'm wildly mistaken and missing something. It's not there. It reminds me a little of back in the day when I was learning to fly for the first time. People would always use the phraseology on a CTAF frequency of any traffic in the area, please advise. It was really common for people to do it, and it kind of felt standard to people that were learning around people that said it all the time. There was a big push to get away from saying that because it was non-standard and it wasn't helpful. And it became almost kind of an aviation meme. So everybody pretty much stopped saying it so as not to get made fun of. You might still hear it from time to time, I guess, but it's much less common now. I think that's probably going to happen with this last call nonsense. Now, I don't blame anybody for using it. Seriously, everybody seems to say it. So it's not like Eddie was necessarily doing anything wrong or any of the flight instructors are doing anything wrong. Everybody's doing it. It seems pretty standard. That's how they were taught to do it. But again, up on my soapbox, it just doesn't seem like it's necessary or helpful, really. You've already announced what you're doing, where you're going, who you are, where you are, and you're leaving the practice area. So obviously it's going to be your last call. And even if it's not obvious that it's going to be your last call, it's not really helpful for everyone else that's in the practice area to know that because you're gone from the practice area. So it just doesn't seem meaningful. Wasting time, and we'll get to the other time it wastes in a minute. But anyway, I have a feeling in a few years it's probably going to go out of style as people realize it's non-standard and not necessary. But for today, it wasn't worth a discussion in the cockpit. Maybe sometime later, but it's not really the most important thing I could be worrying about when I couldn't even stay ahead of the airplane mentally and make normal radio calls properly. So it certainly wasn't something I was going to bring up at the time. And it's not the most important thing to bring up anytime, really. And besides, maybe I'm wrong on this whole thing and it is helpful and I should just get with the program. But I doubt it. In any case, I didn't say the phrase, last call at first. But then when I was prompted specifically to do it, I did it. And I didn't really worry about it later either. When I'm teaching, I can do it how I want to do it and not say it. But until then, if it's not that important, I'll just do what I'm told. Honestly, I think the main reason instructors keep saying it is to get all the see us from everyone else, which incidentally is one of the main reasons we probably shouldn't use this phraseology, is it jams up the frequency for a while with everybody saying see ya. But it's likely social. And after all, we're social characters, aren't we? That stylized see ya is probably part of the secret handshake I'll get shown once I become a CFI, and then I'll realize all the value in it. But until then, I'll try and keep the last call stuff out, unless I'm just told to do it, and then I'll just do it, because it's not the most important thing to be worried about, and it's not the hill I'm going to die on. But I did want to comment on it since it's my podcast and I can do that. So there you go. Now, let me step down carefully off of the soapbox so I don't fall and hurt myself, and we can keep going with the flight.
All right, sir. That should be enough for today. So let's do a left 360 descent down to 3,300, and you can start to get your weather.
Okay, left 360 descent
Down
to
3,300.
3,300.
Yep, and you can start to get your weather.
Okay.
3006, visual approaching use, landing and departing.
Standard rate, right?
22 left.
Yep,
Northeast practice area, Skyhawk 881 Lima Alpha at 4,000 at Pinnacle Peak, heading west to Deer Valley. Last
Runway
call.
22 right, closed. Taxiway Charlie, closed. Taxiway Echo from Echo 4 to Echo 6, closed. Unable pattern work. All arrivals, contact tower on 124.6. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike. Falcon Tower information, Mike. Time 2054 Zulu. Wind 280 at 8, gust 17. Temperature 9er. Dew point -7. Altimeter 3006. Visual approaching
4 miles south of
runway
4500 to low flight northwest.
That is our mission. 5G NOTAMs are in effect for Falcon Airport. For further information, contact
All right,
flight
you can
service.
throw. Okay, you're already direct, so you can hit. I'll hit direct enter again for you. It'll draw that
Northeast
line.
practice area, White Diamond, 28 Delta Echo at
And I'll kind of give you some
5,200,
vectors actually.
practicing
So
maneuvers.
let's maintain a heading of 240, descend down to 3,300, please.
240
Practice area.
and 3,300.
Yes, sir. What's up?
You want me to lean it
Yep.
up?
So now you can do your post maneuver checklist, please.
Okay. Carb heat, off, landing light, off, fuel pump, off, mixture lean.
Sorry, I was trying to I was looking out for traffic. This one guy's kind of closer to us, but now he's no factor.
Okay.
You can make your last call saying Fountain Hills 3,300, last call southbound to Falcon.
Northeast practice area, Red Rock 71 is heading towards Falcon over Fountain Hills, northeast.
3,300, last call.
3,300 feet, last call, northeast.
There you go. I know there's a lot going on right now.
Oh, back up my head. You still want me on 230, right?
For now. I'm going to give you a vector shortly after that, but a lot of instrument is them giving you 10-degree vectors like every 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of mimic that here.
It's bumpy day.
Yep, it is. All right. So you can maintain 230, 3,300 for now.
Okay, so we're headed back now. Got to get in touch with the tower. We got to head back in to land. This would be frenetic and a little wild. So let me give you a preview of things you can be listening for. 1, it's crazy busy. 2, I'm behind the airplane. 3, I'm given a non-standard pattern entry and pattern assignment that neither one of us had seen before. 4, I messed up another call. Not surprising, right? Which made things worse for me. I didn't say right downwind, and then I had to do it again. 5, we stayed too high, too long, and I should have gotten to pattern altitude sooner, so again, caused me to stay behind the airplane because I had to correct. 6, I know I'm saying this again. This gets a little hectic. So this should be fun, right? Also, listen to the radio. It appears that there's a Cherokee that lost comms during our approach and landing while we were on final. So, kind of interesting. And just so you know how frantic it was, I'm going to let this play real time from the time I contacted the tower until we pulled off the runway. No editing, no gaps removed, nothing. Real time, down to the ground. So enjoy my nightmare. Well, it was still fun, but still kind of a nightmare. Here you go.
And you can make your first call to Falcon Tower.
Okay.
You can say over Fountain Hills, inbound, full stop with Mike.
Sierra Hotel.
Bonanza 30 Hotel, Roger. Continue flying that heading out to call your turn.
Turn left heading 200.
Sierra Hotel.
200.
6511, follow company ahead 2 miles, runway 22 left, go to land.
Clear to land, 6511.
Cherokee 1738 Juliet, do you have traffic ahead to your right in a mile and a half, 3,000 on final?
Negative. We're looking for traffic 138 Juliet.
Cherokee 1738 Juliet, Roger, turn right and fly due southbound to join final. Runway 22 left, go to land number 3, they'll be at you 12 o'clock in a mile.
Slow down just a little bit, because we're going to enter their delta soon, so.
Gosh, runway 22 left, go to land.
Clear to land, 22
This
left.
throttle.
Tires 44 requesting Yankee 2, extended 180.
Universal 440 Inc. 2 approved.
Alright, you can call them up.
Rock 71, yep.
That's us.
Red Rock 71 is over Fountain Hills with Mike inbound.
Red Rock 71, Falcon Tower, Roger, flight due southbound and join a midfield right downwind runway 22 left. You understand you're going to be flying south and you're going to make a hard left turn to join a midfield right downwind runway 22 left.
We will fly directly south and we'll make a hard left turn to join the downwind for 22 left. Red Rock 71.
Red Rock 71 is going to be a right downwind for runway 22 left.
Sorry about that, right downwind for 22 left. Red Rock 71.
Oxford 5345, extend downwind, I will call the base.
Extending downwind, you'll call base, Oxford 5345.
Assembly Papa, when able, expedite your climb through 3,000.
Expedite climb to 3,000.
This is weird, I haven't done this before.
Yeah.
You can do your, the
Red
rest
Rock
of your...
71, when able, to send a TPA as soon as able.
We're going down to 2,400, Red Arc 71. Alright, 2,400.
2,400.
Yep, let's do that quick.
Ox 3966, available left Delta 7, straight in underground.
Turn left 025, on the ground.
Left is a 7, straight in monitor ground 3966.
91 Mike, you number 1.
Affirm, 91 Mike.
You can throw your landing and
91
fuel
Mike,
pump
Falcon
on.
Tower, left turn approved, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff, traffic
Fuel
mile and a half,
pump is
final
on.
double lane.
Left turn approved, 22 left, clear for takeoff, Cessna 10901 Mike.
Landing light.
Oxford 5345, follow traffic, 2 mile, final Cherokee.
Looking for that traffic. We got that traffic inside off our left wing.
I'm sorry?
Throw your mixture in the ridge. There you go. It's going to help you out a little bit.
Bonanza 3 Sierra Hotel, start a right turn towards the airport to join straight in runway 22 left.
Right turn straight in to 22 left, Sierra Hotel.
Red Rock 71, reduce speed, enter right base runway 22 left now over the Granite Reef Dam.
All right, we'll reduce speed and enter right base 22 left, Red Rock 71.
Alright, turn
Oxford
left.
5345, follow the traffic off your left wing on final 2000, runway 22 left, go to land, turn base.
Turning base, 22 left, clear to land. We got that traffic inside, turning, Oxford 5345.
Bonanza 523.
Fuel timer's going off again.
4 to the runway,
Yeah,
reduce
that's
speed
fine.
as
All right,
much
I'll take
as
controls,
possible.
you got it.
Cherokee, 12 o'clock, 2 miles, opposite base, 2,600.
All right, right.
Runway 22 left, go to land.
Reducing speed to Sierra Hotel, roger. Looking for traffic.
Bonanza 3 Sierra Hotel, runway 22 left, go to land.
Alright, just for safety's sake, because there's terrain, you're going to take your goggles off.
22 left for me.
Because there's terrain all
Clear to
around
land,
us.
22 left, Sierra Hotel, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. Red Rock 71, traffic 12 o'clock, 2 miles southbound, 2,400 Bonanza.
Looking, Red Rock 71. Alright, you got controls?
I've got the
Suddenly,
controls.
Pop, exchange approved, see you later.
And slow yourself down a little bit.
Back at tap. Back tires 44 requesting cactus 2 departure.
Universe 44, cactus 2 approved.
Universe 44.
Alright, you can come right a little bit.
Falcon Tower, Oxford 4955 with information Mike, gateway arrival.
That big building.
Yeah, see that one right between the two mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4955 Falcon Tower, roger, northbound for left base, 22 left.
You want me at 85,
left
something like that?
Yeah,
4955.
maintain 90 for now. That's
Falcon
fine.
Tower, Oxford 9832 with information Mike, Chandler, arrival.
Oxford 9832 Falcon Tower, roger, make left traffic, runway 22 left, when able to send a TPA.
Left traffic, 22 left, and we'll get down to 24. Oxford 9832.
Red Rock 71, Bonanza, head to your right on final.
22 left, right.
We're looking for traffic, Red Rock 71.
6511, contact ground.
Oh, I got him.
Contact
See him
ground,
over there.
65 left.
Above the little tip of the mountain.
Okay.
Red Rock 71, start a right turn now to join final. Number 4, follow the Bonanza, runway 22 left, go to land.
All right, we're making a right turn, 22 left, clear to land. We have the traffic, Red Rock 71.
Cool. Alright, you can give yourself separation, so don't speed up. Put yourself into some slow flight to give yourself a little bit of separation.
Okay.
I don't want to go around. So you can pull that power back. Honestly, you can add in your first notch of flaps now. Just kind of help yourself out, right?
Yep.
Tower, Oxford 5345, is spacing good?
345, good.
He's a lot
Cherokee
faster
3
than we
Juliet,
are.
left turn on Delta and taxi park be Delta.
Oh, I mean, we're going pretty fast right now.
Delta, monitor ground, and actually we're going to the north parking for 3 Juliet.
Cherokee 3 Juliet, roger, left turn on Delta, hold short, runway 22 left at Delta 6.
Left turn to Juliet, or Delta, and hold short 22 left. 3 Juliet.
I'm going to put that last one in.
Runway 22 left at Delta 6.
No, we're a little low, actually.
22 left at Delta 6, 3 Juliet.
Fox 9832, if able, reduce the full traffic speed. You'll be following traffic, heading to your right in 3 miles, northbound to the base company, Cherokee.
When you're level with the runway, so when you're aligned, then you
Okay.
can throw in that second knot.
We're low, though, so.
Yeah, just maintain this for now.
And 26085. 5345,
We're
left Delta 7,
right
thanks
now.
for help, straight in monitor ground, keep
Yeah,
it
you come
rolling.
to the right, just a
Left
hair.
Delta 7, we'll go straight in monitor ground. Yes, sir.
Looks like we got a right crosswind.
955, runway 22 left, continue traffic holding in position.
Ailerons into the wind, then nose to the toes.
Continue, Oxford 4955.
38 Juliet, Delta 6 is behind you, make a 180. Cherokee 38 Juliet, tower. Cherokee 173 Juliet,
a little bit.
Okay. Thank you. 1213.
Cherokee 173 Juliet,
Alright,
Falcon Tower radio check.
second notch of flaps.
That's third, actually. You good with that?
That's not your third, that's your second.
Oh.
Cherokee 1738 Juliet, are you on tower 124.6? Please respond. If you cannot
Yeah, you
hear
can-
this
you can go
transmission, rotate your ailerons.
What?
You can go full. There you go. Alright, he's good now, he's on the runway, so now just maintain a stabilized approach.
Got it.
Falcon Tower, Falcon 7, about 8 miles to the
We're clear to land.
Make to arrival with...
We are cleared to land.
Thank to
Whoa.
approve.
Make to approve, Falcon 7.
If you need help, if you want me to take over, definitely let me know.
Contact ground 121.3.
Delta 3 and contact grounds to your hotel, roger.
It was
Rock
just a
71
verbal in
faces
the air.
good.
Alright, I'm here if you need it.
Thank you.
Oxford 9832, company traffic follows heading to your right 2 miles northbound 2300, verifying site.
Traffic inside, Oxford 9832.
Welcome to Oxford 9846, edge arrival with Mike.
Oxford 9846, Falcon Tower, roger, reduce your speed, enter left base, runway 22 left.
Reducing speed and left base to left, Oxford 9846.
All right, I'm going to get the slip I need.
Falcon 7, when able to descend below 2000 for traffic into downwind into base.
Falcon 7, roger, descending.
2477, confirm your number 1 full length.
Number 1 for 2477.
2477, runway 22 left, line up and wait, traffic base.
Nice.
22 left, right, line up and wait, Oxford 2477.
All right.
Try to make Delta 5.
Red Rock
so you can-
71, if able, left Delta 5, contact ground.
Alright, left on Delta 5, contact ground, Red Rock 71, thanks. Try to make this next left.
Yeah. Just trying to keep my speed up just a little. I know they're trying to get traffic out. Did he say contact ground?
Yep, so you'll come to a stop after these solid lines and call them. Switch over now.
22 left at Delta 5 and hold short of runway 22 right on Bravo.
Right here.
Delta 5 and hold short 22 right at Bravo for 3 Juliet.
Falcon ground, Red Rock 71 is off of Delta 7. Where
Red
are we?
Rock 71 Falcon ground, taxi right via Delta.
Taxi the ramp via Delta.
Taxi the ramp via Delta. Sorry, that was the wrong exit.
Red
Right?
Rock 71, start your taxi.
No, you're a Delta 5.
Delta 5, okay.
Gazette 404, we can take Delta 9 if it's easier for everyone.
Gazette 404, Roger. Well, the guy holding at Delta 9 is also on IFR departure, so you're going to be several minutes just because the organizers are late.
No, you're
But,
good. Yeah, you come right here. That's
slow
fine.
guy in front of you. So, Tower would like you full length for now.
Okay, we'll plan on that, and we'll just hold right here, Gazette 404.
Oh, we're over here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa, crazy, right? Like I said, it was still fun, but honestly, if I'm being honest, I was pretty glad to be back on the ground. I needed some time to think about my limited capabilities and the practice it was going to take to get proficient. And not just instrument flying proficient, but flying in general. What an opportunity I had to fly and build that proficiency. Sometimes when things go perfectly, you start to think you're all that, right? So there's nothing like a flight, like today's flight, to bring you back to reality and remind you that you cannot get complacent. It's one of the reasons I love so much the art and science of flying. It kind of reminds me, back when I used to play golf, it kind of reminds me of golf in that there's a ton of nuance there's rules and regulations. There's always something for you to learn and get better at. But the big difference is flying has much bigger stakes than golf. So it means more, and in the end is way more fun for me. But also, like golf, as soon as you start to think you got it all figured out, you get humbled in a big way. This was one of many humility flights for me. And it gave me some things to think about and learn, mostly about myself and my ability to focus on the most important things during a flight, stay ahead of the airplane, all of those things that I needed to be working on. Could I have been safe if Eddie wasn't there? I don't know. Maybe not, especially with my limited view out of the cockpit. And obviously, I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have a safety pilot or an instructor. But what if I was in actual IMC? And again, obviously, I wasn't ready for that. But in the future, we still have the same issues. What if you're not proficient right now and you find yourself in a situation like that? Can you stay safe? I don't know. But that's why we practice. It was a testament to how important it is to keep practicing and stay proficient, especially when you're taking a big feedback mechanism out of the mix in my ability to see outside. So it was starting to sink in for me how important this instrument training was. So even on a humbling and hectic day like today, I was so grateful to have the ability to learn this stuff and practice in a safe environment with an instructor. I was still having fun. It was difficult, but I was still having fun. I just had more things to think about and learn. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson as well. As usual, let me know if you did or if you didn't, and send in those Beyond the Check Ride stories. So we'll finish it up for today. I'm headed back to the safety of the ground and leaving the SPC practice area now. Last call. See ya! The music for today's episode is To Be an Angel by the Canadian band Uncle Seth. You can get more information and subscribe to the podcast feeds on the web at studentpilotcast.com. Remember, any instruction that you hear in this podcast was meant for me and for me alone in the situation I was in at the time. Please do not try to blindly apply anything you see or hear in this podcast to your own flying without thinking it through on your own completely. If you have questions about any aspect of your flying, please consult a qualified CFI.